Good night to this massive crowd. Good night, Antiguans and Barbudans, wherever you are. In the diaspora. Good night, good night, good night. A special good night to Anthony and his wonderful constituents of All Saints West. Good night to the political leader, Harold Lovell, Team Redeem, the campaign management team. And look here, special good night to the wonderful constituents of my constituency, St. Paul's. Good night, everybody. Good night. Tonight, I want to impress upon you the seriousness of the situation we're in. I hear your voices on the radio, and many of you stop me on the street and call me on the phone to share those concerns. So I know you're feeling the urgency of the now. We understand the imperative of an impending election, and that is to wrestle our country from the grip of greed, of corruption, callousness, mismanagement. It is to deliver our people from the grip of a kleptocracy and from a kleptomaniac government. Tonight, I want you to listen good. So come close. Come listen good. Because when you leave here, I want you all fired up. I want you fired up because we have an election to win. To win. And you have a stake in the win. When you leave here tonight, I want you to be thinking of all the things that you can do to secure the win. And when you meet me on the street, I want you to tell me about what you are going to do to bring home the All Saints West seat. Tell me what you're going to do to bring home the All Saints East and St. Luke seat. Tell me what you're going to do to bring home St. Mary's North and St. Mary's South seat, the St. George's seat, all of St. John's seat. Tell me what you're going to do. Yes, and of course the St. Paul's seat. All of them, every last one of them, we're going to win them. And tonight, I want you to feel the urgency of the now. An election is here. I want you to feel like a soldier when you leave here, going out on the battleground for the soul of our nation. Many of you had said to me that this election is going to be like no other election. The stakes are high. I've been told they're going to come at you with the full power of their armory, cause they got plenty to lose. Good thing we know the playbook. We have seen the play. We have seen the play. You cannot play the same game over and over and over and we not learn nothing. So we know the playbook and we're ready for them. We're ready for them. And they all know, they begin to show their hand. They begin to show the hand of nasty trick and we're ready for them. We are ready for them. The amnesty, one of their hallmark tricks, pouncing on immigrants, the already vulnerable. My immigrant brothers and sisters, we on this side know that you come here to work hard. You deserve the respect of a government, not to be pawns in the dirty games of this government. So please, don't let them hold you captive for status. Status, yes, but not status for vote. Another worn-out strategy is them throwing their measly job at people. A little roadside job, a little cleaning job. Them job them say, funny, because them clean they love poor people and they give work. But look at the work they give poor people, always lower end work. They're keeping people hand to mouth and scarcely that. Yes, of course. Them game is to keep people poor and needy and begging. That's what they do. A case in point is the job program. Young people exploited by successive contract arrangements. So 6 months turn into years and young people locked into jobs with low pay and no security, exploited by a labor government. And we hear them talking about the Now we hear them talking about the job program. Interns will be given full employment. No, You serious? You kidding me? Another election gimmick. Low-end jobs for vote. We know their playbook and we're watching them. Tank is another one. Tank for distribution. Imagine that. Tank to address our perpetual water problem. But I don't even understand how that's going to work. Because in communities of thousands, sometimes only 20 tank. How that going to go around? How they decide who gets? And what happened to the $170 million loan the PM talked about that they got from ACB Bank way back in 2020? Water for vote. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. And you notice all the roadworks in the villages and the alleys, the patchwork fixing up, straight out of them playbook. Now, all the shocks and the tire and the axle and the rim that we motorists lose, and the money we vehicle owners have to fork out for repair work in this hard gravel cup time, in this fake economic powerhouse. Just imagine that. Again, straight from them playbook. Roadworks for vote. And the biggest one of them all is the money trick. Dollars, greenback dollars out of the red machine at election time. But we're watching them. We're watching them. We're the people watching them. Their constituents watching them. And they're saying, not this time. Your mollycoddling gimmickry not going to work this time. The young people say, treat us with respect. The passa now work this time. The passa not working this time. The alcohol-laden coolers not gonna work this time neither. They say not even the herb gonna work. As a young man said to me, this time we need more than herb. We need meaningful jobs. We need land. We need to be treated with respect. And the one that took $1,500 last election said to me that not even money go work this time. Money can't write the big failure called the ALP administration. We the people ready to boot them out. The people have plenty reason to boot them out. Ask the residents of St. Paul's and they will tell you the poor state of the clinic in Liberta. They will talk about the lack of clinic to serve the Falmouth and the English Harbour area. They will tell you about the collapsed road in Millionaire Alley. And they will talk about the poor road work all across the constituency. They will talk about their frustration with water, their frustration with cost of living. Plenty people vex. Here again we come the vex vote, and the people in St. Paul's, the residents are saying that the biggest pet peeve is the widespread corruption that's sweeping across this land. Ministers feathering their nests and the rest of us catching hell. They're catching hell. And so the residents of St. Paul's are not falling for this skullduggery at this election time. They're voting Cleon Athill and they're voting UPP. Let me hear you. They're voting Cleon and they're voting UPP because this is the right choice. And because of that, they're already feeling the change of the Athill campaign and they're taking ownership of the change they wish to see. Together we are envisioning a better St. Paul's. And this vision is coming together in a community development plan that put emphasis on the linkages between agriculture and tourism and micro-business and enterprise and sport and folk culture. And the residents are envisioning an infrastructural improvement in road network and health and education and sport and recreation and seaport and heritage site. Improvements in capacity building opportunities, yes. Improvements in individual and community health. Improvements in entrepreneurial and business arrangements. Improvements in housing stock. Plenty things are happening in St. Paul's. St. Paul's is a community on the verge of takeoff. Yes, this is the St. Paul's we wish to see. This is why we are voting Cleon Athill. So tell them skullduggery ain't working. Not this time. This time around, we're making the right choice. And the right choice is UPP. The right choice is Harold Lovell. The right choice is Cleon Athill. Up and down the hill, we're voting Cleon Athill. We're voting UPP. And we're ushering in a new government under the leadership of Honorable Harold Lovell. That's who we're voting for. The UPP, the right choice. Thank you. Good night. Have a wonderful night, everybody.